that's not okay. Oh, do want to recently. I do want to Wow, I cannot talk. I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot.
Don't wanna believe what I see.
Hi everyone, it's Siobhan and welcome to the video. This is going to be my January TBR. I have kind of a lot going on in January, and even though I said I was going to try and take it easy this year, I don't think it's going to happen. At least for January and February anyway. But I have a few plans, but before I do that, I just want to say that my Goodreads, Twitter and Instagram and anyone I mention in this video is in the description. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like my videos. Really appreciate it. And let's just get into January's TBR. Mainly, January is going to be James Patterson January. What that means is I'm going to try and read as much James Patterson as I can amongst other books, but my main priority is to read as much James Patterson as possible. And that includes the Alex Cross series. This is number 13, I think, as far as I'm aware, Double Cross. That's where I'm up to in the series. So yeah, that does include Alex Cross. That also, I want to try and get through as much of his standalones as possible. This is just the first two that I have on my shelf. It's Midnight Club and Hide and Seek. Because I've kind of decided that once I read his standalones, I'll probably like either give them to my sister or donate them to a charity shop. Because I don't know, I still love James Patterson, don't get me wrong, he's one of my favourite authors of all time. But I kind of need the shelf space for other authors that I've, you know, fallen in love with as well. And I don't want to cram all of my other shelves just so I can have one bookshelf to James Patterson. I don't think it's fair on other authors. I know, honestly, book nerd problems. But yeah, that's the plan. Because I don't think I'll ever reread his standalones. Unless it's like completely like blows my mind, then I might keep it. But yeah, that's a plan for his standalones. And then of course I do want to also restart the Michael Bennett series. And the first one is Step on a Crack. This is actually the book that got me into reading James Patterson. So I do want to reread the first one this year. And it turns out I've only ever read the first one in the series, which is absolutely terrible. But yeah, I do want to restart the Michael Bennett series because I'm pretty sure I'm up to date with them. And it's a shorter series than the Alex Cross series, so it's a little bit easier to complete. It is still ongoing as far as I'm aware, but I'm excited to at least catch up anyway. And for James Patterson January, Connor from Connor's Library Corner is so sweetly offered to join me doing this, which is incredible. I kind of put it past him because I know that he loves James Patterson as well, and he said he would join, so I was like, that's amazing. So I'm so excited. So because he's joining me in James Patterson January, I also got him to pick 5 books for me to read in the month off of my fiscal TBR. So the 5 books that he chose for me to read in January, none of these are actually James Patterson. Probably 3 out of the 5 are thrillers, crime type books, and another 2, and then one is like fantasy. I think it's fantasy or at least supernatural. And the last one, the first one he picked is actually a contemporary, which is really cool. So it'll be a nice break amongst all the other stuff. But the contemporary is Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. I think this will be my second Christina Lauren book. I read The Unhoneymooners and absolutely loved it. I read it for a book club and just fell in love with their writing. So I'm excited about this. Apparently Hazel is complete chaos, so that's going to be so much fun. But yeah, I'm so excited, and this cover is stunning. Yeah, I love it. Then the next one is probably a lot of people's most anticipated book of 2020. It's The Invisible Life of Annie Larue. I'm actually going to read it in January, which is really cool. I am going to tab up, probably not this one, but the other one that I swapped with Steph. It's not got the blue sprayed edges, it's just plain. I might tab up that one, and I can also get the audiobook on Scribd as well, which is super helpful. And apparently this has broken a few people. I know that Annie Larue, I think, makes a deal with a demon or a devil, or something like that, and it's just her life for 300 years? Yeah, 300 years. So I'm so excited to read this. I know that Steph over at Steph Loves fell in love with this, and it was her favourite book of 2020, so I'm excited to read this. The third book is A Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I gave that 5 stars. Thoroughly loved it. I love Pip. Basically, Pip was trying to solve a crime. It was technically solved, but she didn't believe that the person they think did the crime was responsible. That's very vague, I'm so sorry. I'm not very good at explaining synopsis stuff, sorry. But yeah, in this one, Pip actually has a true crime podcast, which I actually love listening to true crime podcasts, so this will be exciting. The fourth book is I See You by Claire Mcintosh. I have read a Claire Mcintosh, but not one of her thrillers, which she's basically known for. Apparently she's known for her very, like, dramatic twists that a lot of people don't ever seem to see coming. But I did read her contemporary after the end and absolutely loved it and fell in love with her writing. So I'm excited to try one of her thrillers that she's known for. So yes, I think this is the second one she took out. Yeah, the first one was I'll Let You Go, but Connor picked I See You. So I'm excited about this one. I know that Connor, I think, likes her writing as well. So, and then the last book, the fifth one, I've been meaning to read this for probably a couple of years now, which is terrible. I've had it for probably over a year at least. It's The Couple Next Door by Sherry Lupina. I actually have maybe 4 or 5 of her books, and I have not read any of them. And I think she is Australian, or at least from New Zealand, I think. But I'm really, really excited to actually finally read this, and it might kick me into gear to read her other books that I have on my shelf. So yes, same with Claire Mcintosh. Then for read-alongs, I'm doing 3. The first one is Do Sabalong, which is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I have not read any of them. I have started the first one. I was supposed to read the first one in November and the second one in December, and read the third one in January. But I didn't. I'm quite a bit behind, so I have to read all 3 of them in January. I think it's Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Is it Days of Blood and Starlight? I think is the second one, and then it's Dreams of Gods and Monsters for the third one. So yeah, that read along is I think created and hosted by Maddie, and I think also some other people from Book Browsing Blog. Maddie's really sweet. So, and then next is Tog-along, which is Throne of Glass read along. The first one we're going to be reading is The Assassin's Blade. I think it's a short story collection that is set before the events of the first book in the series. As far as I'm aware, I think that's how it is. And this is hosted by Steph and some other lovely people as well. Steph over at Steph Loves. And the third read along is Thorns and Roses Along. And we will be reading the second book in that Court of Thorns and Roses series. I think that's what it's called. And we're going to be reading A Court of Mist and Fury, or Akamath as people call it. Yeah, this is a lot thicker than the first book, so that's going to be fun. But I was so surprised that I enjoyed the first one. I really did think I was going to hate it, and I was surprised that I didn't. Currently hate Resand though. Yeah, not a fan of him, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm excited to continue with that series. Yes. Oh, and me, Anna from the Book Dreamers Alley, Connor from Connor's Library Corner, and someone else, I can't remember their name, I'm so sorry. We've created a group on Twitter, a group chat on Twitter, and we're going to be buddy reading this. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And then book clubs, middle grade monthlies pick for January is Keeper of the Lost Cities. I think I can get that on, I think I got it on Kindle. Yes, I did. I got it on Kindle by Shannon Messenger. That's her name. I think it's so small I can't read it. And then for contemporary book club's pick is Evidence of the Affair by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm pretty sure it's a short story. It's not very long, so it'll be super quick and easy to read, which is so helpful because I have a few chunky books on January's TBR. So yeah. And then for buddy reads, like I said, me, Anna, Connor, and someone else will be reading Akamath. And then me and Anna will also be buddy reading Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I think this is adult fantasy. I'm not entirely sure. I have read a few of Leigh Bardugo's books and really enjoyed them. I've read the Grisha trilogy and the Six of Crows duology and loved all of it. I've not read King of Scars yet though. But me and Anna wanted to read Ninth House and buddy read it. So I'm excited about that, to read more Leigh Bardugo. And then as like a readathon, but it's not really a readathon. It's by Kayla from Books and Lala, but it's technically the whole community's readathon now, called Buzzwordathon. And there's like a word or a theme for every month, and you just pick one book to fit that theme and read it from in the month. So January's word is dream, and I will be reading Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Lenny Taylor, which is the third book in the Dark Smoke and Bone trilogy. I just thought it fit perfectly, so yes. I think that is everything. I cannot promise that it is, but I will probably read more James Patterson than I've mentioned, because I do want to at least read 2 books from the Michael Bennett series and the Alex Cross series. I want to read at least 2 from each series and at least 2 standalones, if not 3, because the first few standalones that I have are quite short. So yes. And if I can get any audiobook for any book on my TBR, that would be super helpful. Yes. I have quite a bit, and a lot of them are chunky. But yeah, I'm excited about it anyway. So yes. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you liked the video. Let me know what you plan on reading in January, or if you have any of the books in common that I'm going to be reading as well. Let me know if we share some same things that we're going to be reading. That made no sense, but okay. I hope you understood that. For this video, leave me a cross. I'll put it on the screen. There's like a red cross usually in the emojis. Leave that in the comments if you watched all the way through. That's for like Alex Cross. Yeah, leave that red cross if you watched all the way through, and if you have, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.